6 people. Standing on the left side. Your left arm should be by you.
Do you really need the door open?
Huh?
Do you really need the door open?
No, close it, please.
All right.
You'll wish it was open after you start, though.
Yeah.
You'll be sweating. So his other left? That side. That's your spot. Always remember your spot. Don't worry, you're in the right spot. She'll be over here. Yeah. So connect with your client, get centered. Gabe's gonna take over the helm here. Follow him in
Make
his
sure you
instructions.
guys' clients are straight on the table, everything's good. Okay. Just go ahead and get centered. That's right. Let's have the clients take 3 nice deep breaths in. Start leaking. Once you have the body moving a little bit, it's okay to move your hands to the sides to assist in the rocking. And you don't take your hands off the client as you're rocking, so you're not reaching back and forth. Every time you move, you kind of slide your hands to full contact with the sill. Let's go all the way down to the ankles. And come up, back up this way. You can put one hand here in the center, and that way you can switch your hands so now your body's facing the front. So just do whatever you want, just kind of open them up. You do light leaning. Make sure when you do anything, you always have 2 hands on the client. You don't just do one, anything like that. You always have one hand on the client while the other hand's working.
And are you breathing? Are you following their breath?
Yes. You do
Breathe, breathe, everybody, breathe. Client, let them hear you. Ah. Ah.
You can do the sacrum stretch too, where you come to the head, push down. Yes, I know. All right, when you're ready, let's go ahead and mount the table. Let's have our clients take a nice deep breath.
Ready?
Oh, it's so great.
Let's go ahead and do it again. Double palms again on the top. It's okay if you get a slight adjustment, you just don't want to try and force anything. so one hand goes up. Same rocking motion, palm. Making sure you're close to the spine but not on it. The hand that's holding the shoulder should be nice and relaxed. And when you're pushing down, you're pushing into the client, not outwards to the sides of the table.
Clients should feel a little achy. It's like, oh, it's achy good.
Let's do it again. Should be right over the erector skin in. Alright, switch hands. Back up to the top. Alright, so the first thing we do, we find the spine in the center, move slightly outwards just so you're not on the head of it, maybe a centimeter or so. And you shouldn't be too far above the scapula. These are right here, so I'm going to start right about here. Deep breath.
Urinary bladder 12. And the bladder 1 meridian.
Keeping your arms straight.
Right.
As you get lower, it's okay to slide your knee back a little bit, so you can still maintain that pressure as you get lower. Let's go ahead and start again from the top. Still close next to the spine. Ladder 1. So we're going to come back up, and this time, instead of being right next to the spine, we'll be just a little bit out, and I'm going to do a measurement of about 2 fingers, knowing what their length would be. It should be somewhere in the center of their kind of hill right there, back stretch. All right, let's go. Deep breath. And sink in. Remember to go to it nice and slowly. If you try and go too fast, you'll tend to slip one direction or the other. get over the bone, you can press on it lightly. Don't press into it too hard. I'm gonna keep on going down. You guys notice I moved my knee out or down so it's not by his hips, all the way out. Now on the fourth one, it should be about mid-glute. And because you're going diagonally outward, it should be slightly on the outside where the center would be, where there's an indentation, and then just sink into there. Let's hold that for 3. Same thing, just going to bring your knee back forward. Start by the scapulas.
Just a little bit.
Okay, after you've gone down the second time, the sacrum's in the center. It's kind of like a triangle. It's broader towards the top where their iliums come out. Down here, gets a little bit more narrow. So the first thing you're going to do is start right here where you can feel the bone. You're not in there crack. Just right there on either end. About a couple inches, maybe 4 inches down from where their iliums would be. Find either end of that bone and sink into it. As you go up, it's going to make it V outwards because you're following it up. So it gets more broad as you go back up towards the iliums. All right, let's go ahead and do that again from the base. 1. The next time, the sacrum's there, still that triangle, and the dead center, it has a little spine on it, just like the spine here. The indentation points are on either end of that, so you can keep your thumbs fairly close together, but you don't want them right on top, like you're not gonna have them stacked because that spine is on the sacrum. So do the 4 points directly on the bone.
Oh, good.
Let's do it again. So 4 points, 1.
Should feel really good.
You can feel the indentations, your thumbs will kind of find it on their own.
Going down.
Okay. You were following the triangle when you were going from the center up. When you do the 4 points, they're just right on top of the bone. You don't have to go diagonal or inward or anything. They're just right on top of the bone. Right on top of the bone. So the first one, the sacrum's right here, and you're going up diagonal. The next one, this is the spine of the sacrum, so you don't want to be going dead center. Just on either end where these little circles are is where your thumb's going to be settling into those bones as you go down, okay? Those are the indentation points. So it's not dead center, it's just about a real small distance apart from itself, okay? Alright. After that, find the ribs where they end. A little bit outwards, kind of where bladder 2 is. And this time, instead of coming straight down, bring your elbows out like this. And instead of pushing in, we're going to push diagonally downward 5 times until.
Diagonally down.
So,
Down fast.
so if the pressure normally comes down like this, because you're pushing into the clamp, this time it's going to come diagonally down. So the pressure is going to go this way. That's why your elbows are bent. And on these ones, go in especially slow. You have the bladder, or not the bladder, knees right there. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. And it should be 5 points, remember? And you guys can do the palming again. And go all the way back up. come back down, and then do the circles on the sacrum, okay?
You notice you're palming up. It's the only time you ever palm up. It's the dot and the yin-yang symbol. It's where you do the opposite. You're moving against the meridian. The only time you're doing that. Notice it. Then you're going to palm back down. New move coming up. Lock the right hand on the sacrum. Pull all your weight back. He's going to put his knees back. Everything's going to get back.
See how my knee isn't up by his hip anymore? It's down more towards his knee?
Put your hand a little lower. Right there.
Okay, yeah. So,
Your hand needs to
the
be low.
indentation of your hand kind of makes a bowl. That's going to go right over the sacrum. You should feel it kind of setting in there. That's the best way to get a good grip on it. Adjust your weight so that your arm's straight down, so you're pinning him into the table, or her, whoever your client is. And then with your hips, you're not going over the skin. You're trying to move his entire body, so you can see the hips moving a little bit from side to side. 3 circles one way, 3 circles another way. Let's go ahead and try that again. You're done, keeping that pressure on straight. See how my arm's straight? I'm still leaning on him. Come down, off the table. Keep that hand there. You push into him. See how my arm's straight? So whatever direction my arm is going in this instance, I'm pushing down and diagonally back. So I have his sacrum locked. I'm going to come up here to the scapula. Stretch. Stretch. Even come a little bit over here by the ilium. You guys can even do cross arm stretches like this. After you're done with that, come right here. So here's his ilium and sacrum. You're right above it where his hip bones would be. So I'm following his hip bones with my thumbs. Starting from the center, that point right there where the spine connects into it, makes a little corner. So you have the spine coming down and the ilium there. Right in that corner, you start there. Pushing in. You're going to just follow the rim of the scapula. Or not the scapula, the ilium. As you get down towards the side, normally I'll back up a little bit from the table, so that way when I'm pushing, instead of when I'm up here pushing on this part, I'm pushing down. As it rotates over, the direction of my pressure alters as well. Just do that twice. After you've done it twice, come back over to that same point. And this time we're going to follow it diagonally out over the glute. Trying to keep your same rhythm in your breathing pattern. And if you guys notice, every time I push in, see how my arms are still straight? In order to get the best pressure, the easiest way for me to do that is to bring my chest above my arms, so it's my body weight, not my muscles, pushing into him. The more pressure I want, the further over I'll lean my chest over. If they say to ease, you don't have to lean that far over, just lean right here. Okay? After you've done that, bring your left hand to the sacrum, come across to right where the cleft would be. Put your palm there. Same thing, bring your body weight over. See how my arm's still straight and my chest is way over the table? That way the pressure from my body weight is going directly into his leg. Yeah, and it's in the center of his leg. Okay. And you're doing the leg that's across. There you go. Perfect. Should be on this leg. There you go. So you're not doing the leg that's closest to you. You're leaning all the way across the table and doing the opposing leg.
Oh, it feels so good.
Remember, each time time you move your hand, you're not lifting it up off the incline, you're just sliding over. Your other hand should stay softly in place. Let's see. Let's go ahead and come back over here by the glutes, do it 2 times. Remember, bring your body weight over. And a lot of times when you guys have a lean over, you have a tendency to keep your head down. You can actually lean over and still keep your head up. So it has nothing to do with your head, just bringing your chest across and over. Keep in mind when you get to the back of the knee that you're going to ease up just a little bit. Don't want too firm of pressure right there. Okay, same thing, except we're going to use thumbs this time. Start right up there in the cleft, right where the butt cheek ends. Where that fold is, you want your thumb in there. Push 1. And every time you come out, you're going to move about 1.5 inches, 2 inches down. So you should at least have probably 6 or so before you even get to the knee. Still rocking. So even though you're not up on the table, your hips should still be moving. Still going right down the center of the leg. Almost like someone had drawn a line. Alright, let's go ahead and do it again from the glute. Not on the glute, but right like where the butt cheek was fold.
Okay.
Your thumb goes right there, sinks in. After you come down the second time and you thumb all the way down to the ankle, and you come back over here, get into the sumo position. For this, you always have to hike your pants up, at least I do. So you're going to be moving a lot. So hands still there. Come in right by the hip. There's a portion of the femur that kind of juts out. You want to start right there, right below it almost. So it's right kind of where the glute is, and it kind of bends out right there. You can feel it protrudes out a little bit. So hand in there, deep breath. And you're just leaning in.
What are you doing with your right hand?
It's just staying still. And remember, the pressure's on the side of the leg. It isn't like on the other side where you came directly from the top. It's coming from the side this time. When you go down, it's going to feel the best if you go all the way down. Get all the way to their ankle and give a big squeeze. Let's come back up. Hands up, squat down. And let's lean into them again. Sometimes it's good to hook your elbow into your hip so that way when you're leaning, the pressure's still coming from your hip. You guys see that? Okay. It's a little bit harder as you go down lower, but up here where it's nice and thick, it's easy to do it still. All the way down to the foot. Okay. After you've gone all the way down, you're going to come back up. This time it's going to be with your thumb. So for this one, I'll normally let my fingers just kind of rest on top of the leg, and your thumb's going to come down alongside where their seam would be. So same thing, you just follow that line all the way down, right where the side of their leg seam would be, if you're doing it on this side. Hand stays locked here in the sacrum. Deep breath. And start to lock in again. same or it's a little bit harder now? Okay, being that's our second time, after you come all the way down, the ankle's right there. This is called the calcaneus. This is big bone here. What you want to do, make a C with your hand like this. Okay? Put it on the ankle so that it hooks. You should be able to hook your client like this. Everyone give it a pull. You should be able to see your client moving just a little bit. There you go. No, from over here. Not from the back of the table, from over here. So that way my arm's going diagonally. So there you go. Push. Now push her a little bit. And it's not from your fingers. It's just from the webbing. I'm not even grabbing him. You guys see that? You guys should all be able to pull your client like that. Okay. Once you got it, take a lunge forward, still holding that in tension so that you still have your client like that. Take this part of your hand, your thumb, and you can push up and out. Come up a little bit more.
Are we going like that?
Okay. Initially, you can kind of push in so that you're going this way, diagonally pushing in, and then you can push forward, and then you can, as you come up towards the top, you're pushing just down, down, down until you hit the ilium. So initially, still have this locked. Push in, push in. So even though my fingers are facing that way, I'm pushing down into the meat of the glute.
This one takes a little while to get, guys. Just practice the best you can.
And then as you come up towards the top, I kind of come out towards the bridge more, out to the outside. All right? After you're done with that, you can go into the stretches. So like Walter was saying, you don't hold it down here. You hold it from right here between the calcaneus and by the pads of the foot. See that? Perfect. So I'll normally do a little bit of circles just to warm the knee up, rolling inward. So what I mean by that is the heel's rolling towards the other leg initially. Alright, one, two, and then just bring it into the glute. Take it up. Do circles outwards this time. Same thing. Next thing I do, same thing, the same C that you made, form it right here and right here so that you're not actually holding it with your fingers. It's just the cups that you're making with the webbing.
Did you want to do the stretch?
We will in a second. So that way it's holding that. Okay, so this is just one for the ankle to open it up. You also do twists on the ankle to kind of warm up the foot. And then when you're ready, put the ankle, the calcaneus, in that bowl of your hand. Set it right there. Your foot should be lined up with your forearm. And just lean it there. Sometimes it feels nice as you're coming up to squeeze right here. If they're a bigger person or you're lazy, find your sternum, which is dead center between your chest. Put this part of their foot right there. Hold the ankle for support, and then just lean down. You get a much better stretch this way.
Same thing with girls.
Even with women, your sternum's still there. It's a little bit more difficult. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. It's a little odd, but if you have like a big client or someone that really wants to stretch, that's what you're gonna have to do. So start with your right hand, still holding there. Okay, yeah, right hand lifting up. Then find the left one, pull it up, bring your right hand underneath, step forward. You can either put your palm there
We're
or,
going to do the stretch.
Okay.
or as well say, between your forearm here. You can lift the leg. I prefer palm. I'm not familiar with the other way yet. Is that okay? done, go ahead and bring the foot down and shake it out just a little bit. And normally when you leave the client, because when we switching sides, when you come off, don't just drop his foot and leave him. Make sure you squeeze off and then hold it for a second or two and gently, slowly come off.
Good point.
Every time you leave the client, you don't just touch them and then walk away. It's very abrupt, it's not comfortable. So every time you leave a body part, as you come off, say you're doing the shaking, squeeze off, hold it for a little bit, and then slowly just come off. All right, we're back here. On the other side, everyone rotate over. Same thing, we're starting at that notch right there where the spine meets the ilium, that little corner, you start there, double thumbs. Let's do it twice. Done it twice. We're going to do the one where we come across the glute. Hand goes to the sacrum, come across to the gluteal fold, arms straight. That hand goes on the opposing leg. Remember, one hand's gonna keep your right hand on the sacrum, the left hand goes on their left leg. There you go. Alright. Same as you bring that left hand to that left leg. There you go. Because initially you're working across the body. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. Let's take it down. And we're gonna repeat everything twice. And this one, the pressure should be coming straight down, pushing them into the table. Remember to go all the way down to the ankle. Don't stop short. Go all the way down to the ankle. Let's repeat it. We're ready for thumbs. Remember to press a little bit more gently when you come to behind the knee. You can resume normal pressure once you get back into the calves.
Rock your whole body.
Instead of having your feet side by side, get more of a
Yeah,
stance,
one leg
like
forward,
one leg in
one
front of
back.
the other. Yeah, that's perfect.
They go side by side when you do
Sumo.
gallbladder.
Okay. Come all the way down to the ankle. Let's go ahead and do it again from the glute. Make sure you guys are rocking your body and you're not just moving. Perfect. That's where your rhythm comes from. You're breathing and you're rocking. Make sure all the way down to the ankle. Tucking this, which is that big bone there. All right, once you guys have done the second round, let's come over here. tighten your hands if you need to. You're gonna get ready to do the squat move. So one hand goes here. Make sure you don't push on the bone that protrudes out right here. Find your niche, and let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and repeat it. Okay, let's get into thumbs. Remember, your fingers should be relaxed. It's only your thumbs doing the work in this one.
I'm going on the side and down that seam.
Don't forget to squat. Get your position. Alright, let's go ahead and repeat it one more time. We get down to the bottom this time. Remember, make the C with your hand. Get the calcaneus right there. Should get it hooked in pretty good. Once you have it hooked, you bring this hand back up. You can do the glute circles. Alright. Bring the foot up. Shake it out a little bit, not loosen up the calf. And I do, remember, the circle's going inward initially. Let's take it in towards the glute. This time the circles come out towards me. Let's go ahead and lift the ankle up, circle it around, get all those clicks and pops out of there. You're gonna shake it back and forth a little bit. In circles, twist the foot, open it up. When you're done, put the calcaneus in the bowl of your hand. Come here, get in an appropriate position. Let's go ahead and lunge. To get a better stretch, same thing, find your sternum, put the foot there. Sometimes I'll even do like minor work right here while I have it in a flex position. Just little stuff, too heavy duty. Now, once you're done, okay, start with your left, come in with the right, and the left underneath, same thing. Go to take it down. When you bring the foot back down, don't just flop it down. Make sure you're supporting them at the joints. So every time you bring the foot down. Now that we've done both legs, it's okay to readjust the client. Bring your feet in. Do a little bit of rocking right here, gently. And we start doing points on the bottom of the feet.
Good.
So-
Stop there, go wash your hands, let's switch, pee, do whatever you need to do. You got 2 minutes and we're gonna start on the first.